6. Shocking archaeological discoveries in China that completely rewrite human history. Welcome back to Ancient History, the place where we dig deep into the traces of the past to uncover mysteries that amaze the whole world. Dear friends, when it comes to archaeology, many people probably think of distant lands like Egypt, Greece, or Mesopotamia. But few know that China, a country right here in Asia, also hides countless secrets that science has yet to fully unravel. Have you ever wondered what might be buried beneath those thick layers of earth? Could it be a 1,000-year-old ancient tomb, a lost city, or even a civilization that once existed and vanished without a trace? From mysterious ancient tombs that are thousands of years old to strange-looking mummies, discoveries in China not only astonish archaeologists but also change the way we view human history. So, what has China uncovered in recent years? Are there any mysteries recently revealed that you've never heard of? If you love history, are passionate about archaeology, or are simply curious about what the past has left behind for the present, then don't take your eyes off the screen. Join me on a journey to explore the 6 most mysterious and shocking archaeological discoveries in China. The skeletal remains of a crowned princess in a 1,000-year-old ancient tomb. Have you ever imagined that one day, when layers of earth and rock are stripped away, the past from 1,000 years ago might suddenly come alive right before our eyes? To start today's video, join me on a thrilling journey into the heart of Inner Mongolia, where a chance discovery stunned the entire Chinese archaeological community. A tomb buried deep underground, untouched for thousands of years, revealed the identity of a royal beauty and the fascinating story behind the golden crown still resting on her head. It all began like any other routine day at a quarry at the foot of Turkey Mountain in Tongliao City, Inner Mongolia, China. A group of workers suddenly spotted an unusually red-colored stone protruding from the earth and rocks. They had no idea that this very stone was the gateway to a mystery spanning millennia. Archaeologists were quickly summoned, and as they began excavating, what appeared beneath over 33 feet of earth was an enormous burial structure, an elaborately constructed tomb stretching about 98 feet long, built meticulously from stone, shaped exactly like an ancient house. When the coffin lid was carefully opened, the scene inside left the team speechless. The skeletal remains of a woman lay neatly arranged, her head adorned with a finely crafted gold crown, resting on a metal pillow faded by time. The body was wrapped in layers of precious silk fabric, many pieces still preserving intricate patterns. Even more remarkable, the coffin was made from cedar wood, a rare and valuable wood typically reserved for royal families in ancient times. On the coffin lid, a sharply carved phoenix symbolized nobility and immortality in Khitan culture. Initial analyses identified the remains as those of a woman aged approximately 30 to 35 at the time of death, living during the Liao dynasty, from 905 to 1125 AD, founded by the Khitan people. Although the body was well preserved and the artifacts invaluable, there were no inscriptions or objects revealing the true identity of this crowned woman. This mystery led the research team on a challenging quest lasting several months. When DNA analysis was finally conducted, archaeologists were genuinely shocked by the results. The DNA sample was compared to royal remains from the Liao dynasty, particularly those from the tomb of Emperor Taizu of Liao, the dynasty's first emperor. The findings confirmed. The woman in the tomb was Princess Yu Luduo, the king's biological sister. This explains why the tomb was so elaborately constructed and why it remained completely untouched for over a millennium. But why would a royal princess, one of the highest-ranking figures in the court, be buried quietly in such a remote, isolated place, far from the center of royal power? Could there be a hidden palace tragedy, a mysterious exile, or a political conspiracy behind this? To answer this, some historians hypothesize that Princess Yu Luduo became entangled in power struggles among Khitan princes. She may have been forced to leave the palace or left voluntarily to avoid the court's turmoil. Others suggest she was the first woman to hold a diplomatic role with nomadic tribes in Inner Mongolia and chose to rest eternally in what she considered her second homeland. Interestingly, although the tomb's artifacts are distinctly royal, there are cultural elements mixed with nomadic and borderland influences. The metal pillow, a rare item almost never found in traditional royal tombs, was placed beneath the princess's head. This led experts to question whether the princess had lived and integrated with nomadic life, breaking free from the strict confines of the palace. Of course, these are only preliminary theories, but as you can see, although many questions about Princess Yu Luduo's death remain unanswered, this discovery opens a fascinating new chapter in the history of the Liao dynasty and Khitan culture. The ancient tomb beneath Inner Mongolia's soil not only stands as a testament to the prosperity of an ancient dynasty, but also serves as a poignant reminder of human destinies buried by time. The sighing mummy in a 2,000-year-old ancient tomb. The city of Xi'an, known for its rich history and called the Holy Land of Tombs, has long been a cultural highlight on China's map. Over thousands of years, this place has preserved many secrets of the past, and each time an ancient tomb is excavated, a new story unfolds. Recently, during an excavation in Hanyang District, Xi'an City, Shanxi Province, an unexpected event occurred. While workers were carrying out their tasks, they suddenly discovered an ancient tomb and immediately alerted archaeological experts to conduct a detailed survey. From the paintings, artifacts, and remnants of an ancient culture, specialists quickly determined that the tomb dated back to the Western Han Dynasty, nearly 2,000 years ago. However, what made this find unique was that when the coffin was opened, no burial goods were found inside, only a coffin and a mummy. This led experts to speculate whether the tomb had been previously looted. To uncover the truth, they decided to open the coffin lid. What followed were a series of strange occurrences. First, they found the mummy inside still remarkably well preserved, despite having been soaked in water for a long time. Then they heard an unusual sound resembling a sigh coming from the mummy. This phenomenon had never been recorded before and shocked the entire team of experts. To solve this mystery, the specialists conducted thorough research. Eventually, they discovered that the strange sound was caused by the mummy having been submerged in seawater for centuries. The high salt concentration in the seawater drew moisture out of the mummy's body and replaced it with salt, preventing decomposition since bacteria and microorganisms could not survive in such an environment. When the coffin lid was opened, the influx of oxygen activated biological mechanisms, causing the mummy's vocal cords to vibrate and produce a sound resembling a sigh, startling many who thought the dead had come back to life. However, this phenomenon ultimately clarified for the experts that, despite its mysterious and eerie nature, it was not a case of the dead returning to life, but a biological effect that could be explained scientifically. Thus, this ancient tomb once again demonstrated the power of preservation under special environmental conditions, while providing fascinating insights into the cultural past of the Chinese people. 148. Ancient tombs, discovered beneath a zoo. In 1956, when construction began on a zoo in Guangdong Province, China, no one expected that this would lead to a major archaeological discovery. Over several decades, an archaeological team uncovered around 500 ancient tombs in the area. In early 2024, the Guangzhou Institute of Cultural Heritage and Archaeology resumed excavation work. So far, 148 ancient tombs from the Han, Tang, Jin, Southern Song, and Ming dynasties have been found. Alongside these tombs, experts have also unearthed nearly 200 artifacts, ranging from intricately crafted jade pieces to complex ceramic designs. These findings provide the public with valuable information about ancient burial customs. The artifacts and tombs span over 2,100 years of Chinese history, offering researchers a precious opportunity to study the evolution of burial practices in the region. From April to July 2024, the archaeological team from the Guangzhou Institute excavated nearly 150 tombs dating back thousands of years across an area of about 14,000 square feet within a zoo in Guangdong Province. The oldest tomb dates to the Han Dynasty, 206 BC to 220 AD. There are 8 tombs from the Jin Dynasty, 265 to 589 AD, 15 from the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 AD, and 121 tombs from the Ming and Qing dynasties. Additionally, 48 other ancient tombs were discovered. 2 tombs in particular attracted significant attention from experts. One is a meticulously designed tomb from the Eastern Jin dynasty, over 1,700 years old, nearly 33 feet long, and almost perfectly preserved. It has a small hole on top made by grave robbers, but suffered no damage inside. This tomb is considered the largest and best preserved from the Eastern Jin period found in Guangzhou. The second notable tomb dates from the Southern dynasties. Although smaller and previously disturbed by tomb robbers, it remains relatively well preserved inside. The discovery of these ancient tombs is highly significant for studying burial customs and funeral rites in Guangzhou. Moreover, this find plays an important role in researching the construction techniques and architectural styles of the Jin and Southern dynasties. Researchers hope that through further analysis, they can draw conclusions about China's burial customs over thousands of years. This will provide the public with a clearer understanding of how burial trends changed across various Chinese dynasties. According to experts, the excavation of ancient tombs is not limited to academic circles. The Guangzhou Institute of Cultural Heritage and Archaeology has developed tours for visitors to experience and learn about these dynasties firsthand. The archaeological team said they will continue studying to better understand the burial traditions and social structures of ancient China, which underwent many changes throughout history. A perfectly preserved mummy turns black after 300 years. One ordinary morning at a construction site in Xiangcheng County, Henan Province, China, the world of archaeology suddenly focused its attention when 3 ancient coffins were discovered about 10 feet underground. No one expected that what lay hidden beneath the soil for over 300 years would reveal a mysterious and haunting story about embalming techniques during the Qing dynasty, a renowned era in Chinese history. The bodies were not only buried with great ceremony, but preserved almost perfectly, astonishing experts. Among the 3 mummies found, the most remarkable was that of a man, believed to be a high-ranking official of the imperial court, still wearing his formal robes, with every stitch and layer of his garments clearly visible, as if he had just fallen asleep the night before. The strangeness didn't end there. When the coffin lid was opened, the man's face was startlingly clear and lifelike. But the bizarre phenomenon began just hours later. His face started turning black, a strange foul odor arose, and skin samples also darkened rapidly. Professor Dong Seung, a renowned historian, exclaimed, "The entire 300-year decomposition process happened in just one day." This statement seemed to open a mysterious door where time itself appeared compressed, waiting for the exact moment to awaken and strip away the peaceful shell of the corpse. Scientists proposed various theories, and the answers gradually emerged. According to Professor Dong, it's highly possible that the official's family used traditional medicinal herbs combined with an anaerobic, oxygen-free environment to halt natural decomposition. While the coffin remained sealed underground, surrounded by coal and waterproof paint, bacteria could not penetrate, preserving the body nearly perfectly. But once a small gap opened, outside air rushed in like a trigger, instantly activating decomposition processes that had been frozen for centuries. Lucas Nicol, an archaeology expert from University College London, also noted that Chinese embalming techniques differ significantly from Egyptian methods. The Chinese did not use resin or remove internal organs. Instead, they placed bodies in large coffins buried in sealed tombs, relying entirely on natural conditions, humidity, oxygen, and temperature to preserve the remains. In this case, the wooden coffin was coated with paint and placed in a layer of coal, creating an ideal environment to block bacteria and mold. This is not the first time China has shocked the world with remarkably preserved mummies. In 2011, in eastern China, the mummy of a noblewoman from the Ming dynasty was discovered, with her entire body and burial items almost perfectly intact. These findings not only open a window into ancient preservation technology, but also highlight the integration of religious beliefs, medical knowledge, and profound understanding of nature by the ancients. Within each layer of soil and every ancient coffin lie fragments of history, telling stories not only of death, but also of how people of that era viewed life, status, and eternity. And when time suddenly spins in a single moment, we are reminded that the past has never truly slept. A corpse emits a special fragrance in an ancient Chinese coffin. In March 2001, during construction work in Langshan County, Suzhou City, Anhui Province, a region with a turbulent history in China, an unexpected event occurred. A worker operating an excavator suddenly stopped when the machine struck an unusual underground structure at a depth of about 13 feet. Little did anyone realize that this contact would mark the beginning of a mystery lasting over 2 decades. Immediately, the site manager halted construction and reported the discovery to local authorities. Within hours, an archaeology team arrived, sealed off the area, and began a careful excavation. Beneath the soil, they uncovered an ancient burial complex containing two coffins lying side by side, later named Coffin Number 1 and Coffin Number 2. Coffin Number 1 appeared simple and unremarkable. The body inside was heavily decomposed, leaving little archaeological value. However, when experts moved to Coffin Number 2, a completely different atmosphere surrounded them. This coffin was protected by two meticulously crafted outer boxes painted a copper color, made from rare cypress wood, a type renowned for its resistance to termites and mold. The outer boxes were separated by a 16-inch thick layer of lime, and inside was a red lacquered coffin made from the prized xenon wood, a rare and precious native tree. The mystery deepened when experts opened the coffin lid. A strange, delicate fragrance, like a faint scent of flowers and herbs, unexpectedly filled the air. This was unusual for an ancient tomb, where most bodies have decomposed or emitted strong odors. But this time, they found a remarkably well-preserved female corpse. The young woman was dressed in Qing dynasty attire, her black hair neatly tied at the back of her head. Her skin was smooth and supple, the body still flexible, and her joints could move slightly. Such preservation had never been seen before in any Chinese mummy excavation. She was slender, about 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighed roughly 97 pounds, with an oval face and bound feet shaped in the 3-inch lotus style, a distinct feature of Qing noblewomen. According to archaeologist Wang Shaoqiang, upon first seeing the body, he said, "She looked like she was sleeping, a peaceful and mysterious beauty, as if time had stopped at the very last moment of her life. Yet her beauty concealed a haunting truth. On her neck, experts found a deep T-shaped cut, clearly made by a sharp sword. Notably, there were no signs of struggle or resistance on the body. She likely died resigned or forced to accept her fate. The question arises, who was this mysterious woman? Why did she die such a tragic death, yet receive a grand burial befitting a noble consort? The burial items suggested royal status. Gold and silver jewelry, prayer beads of precious stones, and coins from the Kangxi era all pointed to a significant identity. Some speculated she might be Xiang Fei, the famous favored consort of Emperor Qianlong, reputed to have a natural fragrance. However, historical records state that Consort Rong, the real figure behind Xiang Fei, died at age 54, not 30 as this mummy's age suggests, so this theory was quickly dismissed. As analyses deepened, the mystery only thickened. There was no epitaph, no mention in the Qingxi, history of the Qing dynasty, nor any record in Langshan County's archives. Silence prevailed. The only reasonable scientific hypothesis to explain her exceptional preservation was linked to the fatal sword wound itself. The injury caused rapid blood loss and drying, preventing decomposition in the damp earth. Combined with the protective coffins and embalming herbs, she had been able to sleep undisturbed for over 200 years. So who was she really? Why did she die young? And why was she buried like royalty? To this day, these questions remain unanswered. What about you? What do you think about this discovery? Leave your thoughts below so we can discuss together. The tomb of China's most pampered princess. When the name Qin Shi Huang is mentioned, the image of a great emperor, the founder of the Chinese Empire, and a historical figure who left an indelible mark with monumental achievements like the Great Wall and the Lingkou Canal immediately comes to mind. Ascending the throne at the age of 13, he etched his name into history as the first emperor to unify China and one of the greatest rulers of all time. However, behind his resounding victories and strategic vision lies a story no less tragic and full of suffering. The life of Princess Ying Yinman, the daughter Qin Shi Huang cherished most. She is often referred to as China's most pampered princess. Ying Yinman, the princess adored by her father, lived a life of luxury and opulence. She had no worries about her future. Everything was secured by her father, a powerful emperor. But this was merely an illusion, for when Qin Shi Huang passed away in 210 BCE, a dark shadow fell over Ying Yinman's life. She, along with her siblings, quickly became victims of a brutal power struggle where family members turned into the cruelest adversaries. The truth began to unravel through a shocking archaeological discovery in 1976 when experts excavated an ancient burial complex at the Qinling Mountains in Shanxi, China. There, researchers uncovered tombs containing remains buried in disarray, marked by signs of brutality and horror. The bodies were dismembered, some with heads severed, others pierced by arrows, or limbs brutally cut off. These signs pointed to the victims being savagely murdered, and it was undeniable that those in the tombs were closely tied to the Qin royal family. A significant clue emerged with the discovery of a seal inscribed with the two characters Yangxi. This seal proved a crucial fact. The remains in the tomb belonged to Princess Ying Yinman, the beloved daughter of Qin Shi Huang. It was clear evidence of the ruthless power struggle that followed her father's death. When Qin Shi Huang died, everything changed. Hu Hai, one of Qin Shi Huang's sons, conspired with the eunuch Zhao Gao to seize the throne. They forged an imperial edict and assassinated Crown Prince Fusu, the intended heir, leading to his death. After ascending the throne, Hu Hai relentlessly eliminated his opponents. His own family, including his siblings and the princess, could not escape his wrath. Ying Yinman, once the most cherished, became a victim of this brutality. The deaths of Ying Yinman and her royal siblings were recorded in blood-soaked tales. According to legend, 12 princes were beheaded at the Xianyang market, while 10 princesses, including Ying Yinman, were dismembered. A horrific massacre unfolded within the heart of the palace, filling it with scenes of death and bloodshed. Despite seizing the throne, Hu Hai ruled for only 3 years before the dynasty descended into chaos. Betrayal and dark schemes led to the collapse of the Qin dynasty. Ultimately, Hu Hai was forced to abdicate and took his own life in disgrace, ending a dynasty marked by both grandeur and tragedy. The life and death of Princess Ying Yinman stand as the starkest testament to the cruelty of power and the schemes for the throne within the royal family. Despite being adored, she could not escape the evil brought by those closest to her. The story of Ying Yinman's love and tragedy, along with the painful deaths of her and her siblings, left a dark stain on Chinese history, a reminder of the ruthlessness of power and the sinister plots that lurk within dynasties. Once again, this story reminds us that power can not only build empires, but also destroy the most beautiful things. What do you think of this story? Personally, I find this princess truly pitiable. As you can see, recent archaeological discoveries in China not only bring fascinating stories from the past, but also raise many unanswered questions about the history and culture of ancient civilizations. These mysteries have captured the attention of the scientific community and even made seasoned researchers pause in awe. With each new discovery, we gain a deeper understanding of the mystery and grandeur of ancient Chinese civilization, while igniting an endless passion for exploration. What about you? What do you think of today's findings? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. For now, goodbye and see you next time.